So, magandang Sabado everybody. So, kamusta kayo lahat? 2021 na. One more month to go. So, excited na ba kayo? You're probably thinking I'm delusional. So, that's a word that we'll be using commonly in the next 10 minutes. So, you're probably thinking that I'm delusional. 2020 was probably a defining year for all of us because of the pandemic. Pero I think, guys, that 2021 is going to be both our bawi and our hataw year all together. Alright? So, tama na yung pagiging survival mode. Even before the pandemic, we were already survival mode. Then the pandemic came, gumulong lang tayo to another survival mode. Tama na po yan. Tama na yung ayuda mode, begging mode, and being victim mode. Not this coming 2021 at least. Because 2020 hit us most of us really, really hard, and I think it would be so unfair if we don't arm ourselves this time for the better this coming year, diba? So as one of the questions that I popped in my head while I was writing this episode, diba? Parang didn't you feel that you were robbed off of your 2020? Diba? So, but then again, I say, no problemo, because we can always suck it up and move fast even. Trust me, guys. If it's there are actually many ways, maraming paraan, maraming opportunities na legal, moral, and ethical na sometimes tiwala lang ang iyong magiging puhunan. Okay? So this coming year, as my mentor would always say, master our emotions. Alright? Tama ba? So write tama in our comment box. So I'm so glad to be here, guys, and I'd like to welcome you all to Good, Great, Unstoppable, the Francine de las Alas Show, and I am asking you guys to join me in the next hour from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. tonight and every Saturday. So once a week, nagbabonding tayo through our show. Alright? So I'd like to welcome you to tonight. So this is DJ Chin, and we are, of course, airing live at DZRJ 8:10 a.m. and also at our TV Plus boxes, and you can also check us out at our YT or YouTube channel. That's RJ News PH. And also you can like and go to our page. Just search in the Facebook search box at the Francine de las Alas Show, and we can be together for the next hour. Alright? So, also guys, please like and share our page, DZRJ 8:10 a.m. and also the one, our YouTube channel. There's a bell notification there icon. Just click that so that every single time we go live, you can get notified of our new live streaming. Okay, so again, share and like us and share us, and please do leave a very kind comment. Okay, so thank you, and again, welcome. I'm DJ Chin. Now, speaking of thank you, guys, I want to say thank you sa mga nagme-message po. I will reply po on air every Saturday. But for tonight, to Mr. Burcel, thank you for the feedback on the TV Plus boxes signals. I already informed our RJ, and they are going to look into it. But I was also told that it could also be on the side of TV Plus boxes. It's, the poor signal could be coming also from the side of TV Plus boxes, because there are other areas like Cavite who's actually getting a very, very clear TV Plus connection there. Okay, so but in the meantime, if you can't access us, if you're not getting clear TV signals, please, you can also check again our DZRJ 8:10 a.m. page and our YouTube channel. That's RJ News PH. Tama? That's for me. Note to self not to forget those channels and those Facebook is that address. Anyway, so we also want to say thank you to Mr. Ramos. Salamat po for following our show. Now, so this one is another thank you, but this is to Captain David for inviting me to give a talk on becoming happy last Saturday at 3 p.m. Okay, so maraming salamat. My take from that is that we see what we want to see. So it really made me more fascinated with the human behavior. Truly, we are resilient creations of God, as in. So I think you put a Filipino anywhere and they will land on their feet, and that's really something, that's really a good trait to possess or to have, especially we always we come from a country where disasters are acts of God come every single year. So okay, buti na lang we are very resilient. Okay, so now there's this a couple of weeks ago, guys, I bought myself a book. This one, I suggest you get it. So I get books to learn, but what I love most about them is when I am already reading them, and two of the things that I enjoy when I'm already reading them is that all my insights and all my aha moments get validated, all right? And then most especially, I get led to the next insight or direction. So guys, I really recommend that, if you are into self-help and if you want to build also a happy life and a happy self, a successful you and a successful life, guys, please don't just rely on what you know, because what you know is most likely, especially if you're a self-sabotager, is 99.9% defeating information, defeating program. So you need to get books as part of your learning. Okay, so if you look at all those successful people, they do read books. I think Elon, I'm not so sure, but let me check this. Someone told, I think I came across this. He reads 1 book per day. So I'm not sure if that's him. But can you imagine 1 book per day? When I was young, I used to do that. I used to marathon with myself and read 300, 500 of pages of book a day. Today, do I still do that? No, I read 5 pages a week or 10. But anyway, so this book I got because I'm also, of course, in search of how I can get to my goals faster, okay? But when I got this book, I was just really looking for a self-help guide to look for the answers to my kakulangan. My kakulangan, so that I can take those answers on, okay? But I did not, expect this book to sort of like speak to me as if it were just in front of me, all right? Or as if it were talking to me personally. I feel like it's telling me to just do it, all right? Because there are still some other goals that I really want to pursue. But I'm a firm believer right now of just taking on one major goal at a time, all right? So I'm still in the first pages, and recently one of the habits that I have developed is reading, going back again and again on the same pages or on the same chapter, not only to just remind me of the last insight or the last memory of the last pages that I've read, but more importantly, to show me more insights from the same words, diba? So one of the things that I always I think mention here is that when we read a book, there is the first insight, and then when we read it again, there are several other insights that will come from the same from reading the same book. So and that's what it's like a what do you call that? A treasure chest, diba? A treasure trove of many aha moments that are helpful to getting you to wherever you want to go. Okay? So since I've been reading it I want to share with you a favorite part in the first section that I am reading. All right, and let's see. It's talking about on the idea of. Wait, I already marked that. Okay, here. I'm gonna read this carefully, and if you guys and I want and this is on it's talking about turning your dreams into your reality, okay? And for many of us who come into this industry where we are at, where talagang we are always hataw mode, dream mode, goal mode, sun up to sundown, this is very, 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 I'm able to relate to this because this is basically the process that we encounter. And I want to share it with you because this is something that this is also whether you are in a traditional side or the non-trad side as ours. This is what you have to. This is the beingness that you have to have when you are going for your goal. All right. So there are 3 essential qualities required for turning your real life into your dream life: delusion, persistence, and gratitude. So delusions will give you faith when there is absolutely nothing in your present life that indicates that you should believe, diba? Faith in the unseen. It is absolutely all in your head. So delusion is absolutely all in your head. Persistence, on the other hand, will provide strength to keep going, and gratitude allows you to appreciate all that you have and the achievement of your goals, both small and large. So there. So what you think about, you bring about, and the positive energy generated by your gratitude will yield more blessings, and you will see that your dreams will continually unfold. Get out of your way. So guys, I'm sharing that with you because these are my favorite parts that I want you to remember, especially because our topic today has something. Our topic today is 2021 day 1. Every time the last quarter of the year comes, I always talk about taking on your goals, and many treat goals like a New Year's resolution. New Year's resolution, aha moment, 1 second later, it's gone. All right? But this is what you are missing out whenever you don't pursue them. So my favorite of those 3 essential qualities that you need to have in order to make your dreams happen. My 2 favorite words there are delusions and persistence. All right. Gratitude for me, it's a given. In fact, it's in my weekly schedule. It's an aspect of my weekly routine because being happy, that's part of that element of being happy. All right. So given that we must always be grateful. All right. But the first 2, delusions and persistence, are quite new for me. All right, so in any endeavor, guys, towards any goals, there will be more times that we will fail. All right, more times. Failures and mistakes outnumber us, literally. Imagine that the ratio is 1 million failure is to 1 you. Okay, that's how great the odds are. The odds does not seem to be in your favor. All right, 24/7. All right, so that's what you are facing. All right, so it's good that you guys have a realistic expectation kasi especially when you're going to take on a New Year's resolution goal or a goal for the whole 2021. Remember, what we need to do is drive the demons and demons out of 2020 from 2020 and take it away from our 2021. Okay, so you must know that when you are taking on a goal, the thing that you have to remember is that your failures and mistakes will always outnumber you. So you need to have a good grip of your reality. Arm yourself with that so that when you do encounter failures ahead of you, you can easily, just dust it off and dust it off you and just keep moving forward. All right. So these two delusions and persistence remind me that when the going gets tough, it helps to delude ourselves. Yes, guys. It helps to say lies to ourselves. Not lies like the way, President Trump does. That's too much. He's lying to the whole nation. Just lie to yourself. A healthy dose of lie to yourself, meaning you have to keep creating perspective that will keep your focus towards your goal. All right. So in other words, guys, it's like you have to fake it till you make it, ika nga, diba? And the other word that I love is persistence. You know why? Because this is where the magic happens. So when you are finally taking on your goals, guys, you have to be delusional. So you need to know how to talk to yourself in order for you to not be affected by your failures and mistakes so that you can keep getting back up. And you need to be delusional so that every day you can be persistent, because in persistence, again, let me just repeat, that is where the magic happens, okay? I dance with these two in our business every single day, and I have come to know that delusions and persistence while aiming and moving towards my $1 million earner dream. So guys, I'm a long way from my $1 million earner dream, but these two, I have learned the art of giving myself the right perspective, the right coaching, so that I can always direct myself towards my North Star. So you guys, if you are one of those who are trying to carve out your happiest life yet, if you have started and seem to be failing, on those trying times, guys, it helps to be delusional so you can be persistent. It only takes one miracle, guys, to heal the wounds of failure, no matter how deep it is. And that much, at least, I know. At least from our business. So again, guys, you can have 1 million failures and mistakes on your way to your goals. But I guarantee you, it does not take 1 million to erase all the memory of the pain from those failures. It only takes one. That's how powerful God is, and that's how powerful your dreams and your goals are. That's why you go and take them on. I think God's number is actually 111. Diba? So I remember being that, okay, here's my experience, guys. This is just a sharing of the book. We still have another conversation, but I just want to start you off with this because I really enjoyed the book. I remember being outcasted when I started in our business, being looked down upon. They still do. And I remember being rejected many times. I still get rejections. I remember also being judged so clearly and much recently, and I remember the discouragement and the hurts, and I remember being down also most times, especially when I was starting. I remember when I was also wounded from all my failures and from all my mistakes. But I remember the learning to get up during these times, that I searched for my happy endings and held it in my head and in my heart, even if I did not have it in my hand yet. So guys, what I'm saying is, I remember all those painful times, all right? But even when I did not yet have my happy ending, I vividly stayed in that moment as if it already happened. I remember all my one day lines, that one day I will be like this, that one day I will have this, one day I will be doing this. I remember all those one day lines. And I remember also that when I was trying to get back and holding on to the happy ending, I remember also that when the going gets rough, that when you are holding on to the happy delusions of happy ending, even if it's not yet there, your persistence will take you to one day at a time, or one moment at a time. And that was at the time, even, and that's what happened to me during my lowest and my hardest points, because I held on to being delusional and persistent. I knew that quitting was not and never an option. So these were the times that being delusional and persistent had to rule the day. So guys, had to rule the day. So then one day, okay, then my one day came. One day, I paid off two of our biggest major debts. One day, and then one day, I got to travel to my favorite Singapore that I never in my wildest imagination knew if I could ever go back, or even thought that if I could ever go back, because times had always been hard for us. And I got to go back with my husband over and over, and we got to stay even in the hotels that I love, because I love hotels over country clubs. I got to go to Universal Studio 3 times. I got to Sentosa 3 times. I got to buy my favorite brand of business tools, my Apple Mac Air and iPad. Until one day I got my promotions in our business. Until one day I got to share our blessings with our families. And until one day I was able to help those around me first. Until one day I got to see how God delivers the 1% that defeats the 99% of all losses, failures, and mistakes. So kayo guys, when you want to build the reality you truly want, all right, you gotta be delusional, persistent, and grateful. So if it isn't coming your way, guys, all right, if you are already delusional and persistent and grateful every day, but the kind of life is not yet coming to you, maybe guys, you should be you may need to already switch to our side. Okay, so that was supposed to be a joke or a punchline, but you get my point, guys. So whenever you are going to start going after a goal or a dream or even a New Year's resolution, you guys need to be delusional, you need to be persistent, and you need to be grateful every single day. And you need to get this book. All right, I got it from Fully Booked, and I suggest you also get their sort of like their discount card, because that's at least 15% discount for the books that are on regular price, diba? Or items that are on regular price. Okay, so no, they're not my sponsor. I just told you where I got them. Okay, but anyway, so that's I've been reading this book since this morning. There are also other books that I've read. You can also get the book Growth Mindset. You know what, guys, it really helps to arm yourself. Please don't trust yourself when it comes to success, especially if you are you are naturally if you're naturally a self-sabotager. All right, get your books, get your tools in order, and get your coaches and also your mentors, and be in the right industry and right business. That's much I can say when it comes to our success. Okay, so anyway, guys, I woke up this morning in search of a perfect conversation for today. It's the last month of the year, so alam na this, that every last quarter of the year, I really talk about goals. Even last year, I tried to give you ideas on what you can do for 2021. Who would have thought that's actually a sort of like an omen, right? Because I didn't even realize that the pandemic was going to hit us this hard, that there's going to be a lot of business losses and a lot of job losses, or business losses, businesses closing, and job losses. Who would have thought? But I was already setting you up, giving you ideas what you could do for business and your health. Wow, come to think of it. See, I had foresight, but I hope that you guys really, really, really take whatever I say here as far as growing and growth and becoming happy and becoming successful are concerned. Because you know what? Had you taken them on as early as December last year, maybe the pandemic would have been easier, at least on the economic side. So I'm really, I'm actually bewildered. I'm actually surprised that I really did talk about it last year. Not the pandemic, but set up for success for the year 2020. So now, guys, and because it's the last month of the year, so of course, again, I'm finding ways on how you can actually set yourself up. If 2020 were a setback, 2020 is a setup. Okay, so just like any other year, guys, 2020 is a growth year for all of us, all right? Though admittedly, all right, so the most painful for me in the year 2020 was the frontliners losing their lives. More than anything in this crisis, for me, guys, the frontliners are our most precious gift. So ito yung pinakamasakit na dinaan. I don't know any of the frontliners that passed away, but for some reason, of course, we are connected with the loss, because these were loss that were for me were untimely and also unacceptable. So this is the one, all right, losing our frontliners was the one that gets me angry most inside. You know why? Kasi hindi dapat nangyari to. If we were more careful, we were more selfless, and we were more united. So to the frontline, to the family and loved ones of those frontliners that passed away, of course, peace and love to you, and may our loved ones who passed away, may our frontliners loved ones who passed away in 2020 be at peace and be with their eternal joy. So, yun lang po. But moving on in our show, just like any other year, guys, 2020 can either define us or we define it. And just like any other year, may palaban at may patalo. And just like any other year, yung palaban, yung mga kilala ko, mas lumaban pa. And then, of course, there are new fighters who were revealed. Those that finally said, no way to 2020. So, to those who defined 2020, kudos to all of you, because you are all my heroes. Super saludo talaga ako sa inyo. So 2020, guys, is like a signus to all of us. If we continue to be rooted in the purest of mindset and heart set, we will always be victims of circumstances such as this pandemic, and more recently, guys, Rolly and Ulysses. All right? Thus, for 2021, start that change. Go for growth inside out. Okay? Galing din ako dyan. Promise, sa pagiging mahirap. Walang makain days. Remember last time I said, sabi ko nga, 10 kahig, 1 tuka. O diba? Ibang klase yung problema namin. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. There's at least most Filipinos are like that. 10 kahig, 1 daang kahig, 1 tuka. O diba? So, magaling lang ako, guys, magdala at magdasal. But guys, yung pagdadala ng problema and also pagdadasal can only do so much. Miracles don't come every day from zero actions, alright? They don't. Kinompute ko na po yan. Actions for growth are still the keys to leaving that ugly side of life behind, whatever that is for you. So for this topic, guys, I really thought long and hard what would be a good topic, a good starting point for you, a good year ending, and a good 2021 start, all right? So I placed myself, knowing what I know now, I placed myself back in the shoe of a beginner, DJ Chin of 6 years ago, DJ Chin of 15 years ago, but DJ Chin of that beginner, but with DJ Chin, with the wisdom of today and experience of today, and friends, winning friends of today, diba? So I put myself back in the shoe of a beginner of not knowing where I want to go, or where I want to go, be, have, or do. So out of that, guys, for the next Saturdays, I lined up topics for the next I lined up the topics that is going to maybe give you an insight on where you can start. All right, so for the next 4 Saturdays, our conversation will revolve on number 1. First, this is today, being an amateur. All right, yung mga walang alam to succeed in anything, be it happiness or about being rich or just starting over. So that's going to be our conversation for today, day 1. That's why it's called Day 1 2021. And our second, next week, we're going to talk about do's and don'ts for 2021. And for our next, I think December 14, our next topic is 2021 goals and 5-year vision. All right, and 14, and this on December 21. It will be tools and network, all right? So today, guys, for our conversation, we will begin with the first, all right? We will begin with us, all of us being amateurs. So I'll call all these 4 lined up episodes, I'll call them Growth Starting Point Series, all right? So this episode are for those who don't anymore want to be victims of circumstances like COVID-19 or Ulysses or Rolly. These are for those who don't anymore want to become the collateral damage of the pandemic or of disasters. These are for those who lost their jobs or closed their businesses and had business losses, unacceptable business losses. It is for those who want to beat their demons and dramas, and for those who want to have a fresh start, for those who want to be out of an unhealthy relationship, maybe it's about time, diba? And have a better relationship with themselves first. This is for those who are tired of being defeated all the time. So these episodes are a fresh start for 2021. But the ugly truth is, guys, 2021, the ugly truth of 2021 is it begins today. So let's start. All right, so today is the beginning of your 2021. So our episode for today is 2021 day 1. So I want you to go back where you were the last 5 years and the last 3 months to 1 year of your life before the pandemic. So first, do that, okay? And what kind of life do you have? What kind of relationship do you have? What kind of money situation are you in? What kind of career or profession or business do you have, right? What kind of inner peace and peace of mind states do you possess? What success and happiness level do you have? How is your family situation? Are they always sacrificing? When the pandemic hit, what did it affect most in you? Did it affect your relationship as well? Did it affect your health, your income and its source? Did it affect your peace of mind and your security? So you have to answer that. So what did you do to improve your lot, if that is the case? Are you satisfied with it? Is that the best that you could do? Can you still make it better? What do you want to change? What is stopping you? Or did you just roll over from one survival mode to another survival mode? And the last question is, are you happy? So guys, you gotta answer all these questions, all right? You gotta go back to where you were the last 5 years and the last 3 months to 1 year before the pandemic. You know, there's Saint Francis of Assisi once said, the unexamined life is not worth living. You know, and that is exactly what you have to do. You know, I think I was able to give before I moved to our business, before I prioritized our business. I used to provide training on being happy, and you know, many times, all of the participants that I have encountered all have financial problems, all have job-related issues or relationship problems. But you know what, guys? Many of them don't seem to realize that these are all the sources of their happiness breakers. All right, and if we keep So, but that's actually okay, right? If our life is mired in in a series of problems, because it's all part of life. But what is not okay is when we don't examine why we got there in the first place. So, by going back to the last 5 years of your life, to the last 3 months, or to the up to 1 year before the pandemic happened, if we don't go back there and ask all these questions, guys, we will always be stuck there. And by being stuck there, that means we are actually doing the problems to ourselves, and it's not the life that's giving us problems. The problem with when we do the problems to ourselves, guys, these are compounding. So when life keeps giving us lemons, throwing us lemons, it looks like ang hirap ng buhay because the challenges just keep coming. But when you trace it all back, it only will go back. If you trace back all those life challenges, it will always have one starting point, and that starting point will always start with you. So, when you ask all these questions, I want you to dig deep, all right, and answer them. So if there are questions here that I did not raise, but if you feel that personally is an important question, so that for your starting point, go ahead, ask questions, probe your life and your inner self accordingly and as healthily and as you see fit. All right? So this is Day 1, 2021. Number 1, you gotta ask the first question. So you have to ask, where am I today? What happened to my life? Where was I 5 years ago? Where was I 3 months before the pandemic, or 1 year before that? What were the changes that I was implementing? Or was I just being more of me and more of the same me, right? More of the same life. So because that's gonna answer, if you ask the right question, that's gonna give you your starting point for your Day 1, okay? So Day 1, 2020, you gotta ask the right questions, okay? So, next, as you answer, guys, and prove yourself more hard-hitting, honest questions, I want you to think of the outcomes you truly want for each of those. So for each of those questions that you ask, what would make each of these questions a 10? 10 being the most desirable outcomes that you prefer, like, want, and wish. All right? So for example, if you answered what kind of inner peace and peace of mind states do you have? If your answer is I have this deep sadness that has been eating away inside me for the last 2 years, or for the last 1 year, or for the last 6 months, what is the outcome that you want for that? Right? So, syempre, if you have this deep pain that's eating you up inside, this sadness that's eating you up inside, eating you up inside for the longest time, of course, the outcome that you want there is you want to finally be happy. Trust me, I had that before, and my battle cry was, I just want to be happy. So that is the outcome. So if, let's say, you ask yourself, what kind of career or profession or business do you have? So let's say career, I am, let's say, a call center agent. Then you can ask, what do you want to be? Do you still want to be a call center agent next year, in the next 5 years, or do you want something else? So you gotta ask. So in your probing question, you also have to think about the answers that you want, the opposite of that situation, of that condition, of that state that you're in, the opposite outcomes. Happy, healthy, rich, sick, awesome, spectacular outcomes that you want for you, that you want, that you prefer, that you want, like, prefer, like, want, and wish. Okay? So visualize that in your head and feel. So if you're having a hard time, guys, okay, I want like this, but what's important here is not just being able to answer them. You have to visualize in your head and feel the outcomes in your heart. You gotta have a sense of your truest truth of of the things that you wanna be, do, and have. All right? Ako guys, this is an example that I can share with you. Me, I want when we have our place, it's very small because I chose it small. You know why? We had a very big house before, and I realized that as you age, it becomes harder to clean. So when I got married, I chose very small house so that even when I grow older, when I become 70 years old or 80 years old, that it would still be easier to clean for me, diba? So left to right, matatouch ko kaagad. Ganon. So anyway, but when I learned how to probe myself for honest answers, I saw another home that I and my family will be happiest in. All right? So in that home, guys, I want you to see this. There's this big kitchen with a breakfast nook at the corner that lets the morning sunshine in. All right, and in that nook, it's made, there's a French window. Okay, it's made of French windows that overlooks the garden and my patio. My patio, guys, I love my patio because the patio is made of bricks. Diba? So imagine it, all the greens and the gardens and the flower. The pool is on the other side. Imagine all of that, but on this side, right outside my kitchen, is a patio where you can grill, do your barbecues, do your bake your pizza in the stone oven. So I have that patio there that's made of bricks that has stone oven and grills where you can barbecue, and that has a trellis overhang on top of that grill, all right? On top of the grill. So imagine yung brick siya, tapos may trellis siya doon, and that is where my grills is and my oven. So and when I go back inside the kitchen, I have this sink area. Guys, my sink area right now is a wall. It has no window, all right? But in this kitchen, all right, in this home where my family will be happiest in this sink area, there is also a window that opens to a garden full of flowers. And I see myself enjoying the dishwashing because there, in that window, in that sink, it always reminds me of how far I have come. All right? So, and when I look around, I see, of course, a center island table, a very big one. And it's made of natural marble in honor of my mom's design. All right? And the walls are, when I look around, the walls are powder blue. And it's got white cornice, and I see my Sub-Zero ref and my Wolf gas range oven. I love that when I look around, the room is very bright and wide and sunny. And I love all that wide spaces, and it makes me feel free. So, can you see my kitchen? My powder blue kitchen with that French window and that breakfast nook table at the corner with that sink with a window that opens to a garden full of flowers. Can you see that? That's what I want you to do when you are giving, when you are answering, when you are identifying the opposite of the things that you want, the opposite outcomes that you want out of the situation or condition that you are in today. I want you to feel it. I want you to visualize it. I want you to be in that moment. All right? So, this kitchen that I was just sharing with you guys, this home that I pictured in my head, not the small one where I am in now, is the answer to my question, my own personal question. One of the questions, how am I when it comes to my money situation? Where am I at in my life? And one of the things that I have answered to, I've answered as honestly as I can, guys, is that I don't ever want to be poor. Kasi nga, galing na ako doon and it's so traumatic. Alright? I love the idea, this is me being honest, about what I want and what will make me and my family happy. I love the idea that I am rich and more so that I can afford the life that I want for my family. So kayo guys, imagine that. If you can afford the success setup of your family, right? If you can afford your retirement, because me, when I retire, I want to travel the world, and actually now I'm traveling, but I want to travel more. I want to be out of the country 6 months a year and just come home for and enter another country for another. That's what I want to be doing. So I want to enjoy the rest of my life with my husband, with my family, diba? With my family, doing the things that we love the most. And to do that, guys, we can't be penniless. So in other words, guys, as my happiness has cost. The happiness of my family, the success setup of my family, they have cost. As I always say before, there's no such thing as free happy. So that is the answer that I got from my probing question. So day 1 of 2021, guys, is knowing where you want to go, knowing what your be, do, have, knowing your be, do, have that you want for yourself, all right? So day 1 of 2021 is asking the right questions. Day 2 is knowing where you want to go, knowing what you want to do, be, or have, all right? Lastly, we're down to our 11 minutes. That's day 1 of 2021, ask yourself, guys, what do I have to do to make all my possibilities certain, right? What do I have to do to make my best life come this year and the coming 5 years? Guys, this is what you have to do. You have to begin today, all right? You have to decide the path, the choices, the decisions, and the directions, no matter how hard it's going to be. It's not going to be easy, all right? And one of the most favorite life lessons I have come to experience that I want to share with you when you guys decide to take on your biggest, wildest, happiest, healthiest dreams is when we take the steps, we are either, I mentioned this the last time, when we finally take those steps, right, and move towards all our dreams and every element in it, we are either given an insight, to the next directions, all right, that's when, or we are given the formula for success. So the insight, the direction usually comes, okay, we are able to receive the directions when we fail, all right, but the formula, we receive it when milestones or victories are, when we arrive at the milestones or the victories, victories of our goals or of our dreams. So it isn't about, guys, all right, it isn't about how hard the journey is going to be. It's about being unfazed and seeing faith coming to life through these two, through either the insight or through the formula. So guys, the only way to arrive at the formula is to keep repeating, is to keep putting your step one, you keep taking the step ahead of each other, 1 foot ahead of each other each time. You have to keep doing that. As I said, guys, there is the magic lies in persistence, and same with, I guess, perseverance, all right? So it isn't about how hard the journey will be. It's about being unfazed and seeing faith, right? Faith, your faith coming to life through the insight and the formulas that we will be encountering as we journey. So 2021 is not about January 1, 2021, guys. 2021 is about November 28, 2020. It's about today. It's about March 13, 2020, before the lockdown happened. So, in other words, guys, 2021 started a long time ago. So, beginning now, if you missed your chances before, beginning now is the key. So if you begin now, you could save yourself from many heartaches, guys. Believe me. Can you imagine? Oh, trust me. If you worked, let's say, if you joined hands with me in our business and we really forged our forward and we were unfazed and we worked hard together as a team, and you start hitting, let's say, a how much, $1,000 per week income, do you think that you would be hard hit during the lockdown, or do you think you would be hard hit during the Ulysses and the Rolly typhoons? Of course not. So that's how that is the practical outcome of not deciding on starting today, right? You are creating and building an unseen troubles and heartaches and problems for you. So can you imagine, diba, faith, they say, is working on the unseen, even if it's not yet there, diba? But by not deciding also, we are also creating the unseen troubles. So kung papipiliin ka, guys, which one would you rather have? Making a decision today, taking on faith, or avoiding the decision to start a better 2021 today and creating the unseen troubles of the next 6 to 12 months. Remember, guys, the pandemic happened 3 months after 2020 came in. So can you imagine the kind of troubles that we are courting, right? That we are courting in the next 4 months, the unseen troubles in the next 4 months that we are creating by avoiding and by not making a decision towards creating a better 2021, a more secure us, an us with more peace of mind, diba? So if you begin now, you could be saving yourself from the heartaches and the life aches, just like if you began your awesome life, way back in 2019 or 2018 or even as far back as 2014. So again, because most of us did not, diba, take on our life, our goals, and our dreams, many got caught in the destruction of the pandemic and Rolly and Ulysses. So if you are hearing me and I'm coming in loud and clear, and if you are truly listening with your heart and with no resistance, guys, 2021 is now. All right? So don't ever buy into the crap of self-limiting beliefs, guys. You know, my most hated post this 2020 that I've recently seen twice, the one that says maybe 2020 is not the year that we get everything we want. And when I look at the ones who posted this, these are mostly individuals who settled in life and in less. All right? Because believe me, guys, in our company, where it is sky is the limit income and possibilities and certainties, we did not just roll over and survive in the pandemic. We rolled over we rolled over para bumuelo so that we can catapult ourselves beyond seeming barriers of COVID-19 and COVID-19. Day one pa lang, we already knew that lockdown is only outside, not inside of us. So you are either, guys, defined by the situation or you define it. So it's up to you. So guys, begin your steps towards reclaiming what 2020 took away from you, diba? Because they are still recoverable, and you can even turn things around in a much more spectacular experience in event that you have never seen. Of course, syempre, I'm not talking about those who lost their loved ones. That's different. That's different, diba? That's very, very different. So I'm only talking about those who did not have that kind of experience, but is standing on a ground that's a little much, at least standing on the ground where it's easier to get back up from, diba? So that is my message. 2021 begins now, so just review what I had to say today, right? If you want, make it like sort of a retreat, right? Use this episode like a workshop for yourself, so that you can have a fresh, a 2021 fresh start. Again, I'm going to remind you, the 2021 does not begin on January 1, 2021. It begins today. All right. So the R is up. So to wrap up the amateur beginners topic 2021 day 1, ask the right questions, know where you want, ask the right questions honestly, know where you want to go clearly, and begin today. So will it be easy? Only if you, will it be easy or will it be hard? Will it be hard? Okay, will it be hard? Only if you let your demons and dramas win. Okay? So thank you for tuning in, and remember to hit the bell notification, like, and share our page. You never know who needs this hopeful message. So good night, guys, and have a winning weekend. Remember, galingan mo, galingan nyo, galingan ko. Okay, so this is DJ Chin of Good, Great, Unstoppable, the Francine de la Sala Show, saying good night and see you guys again next week. I still have 60 seconds to go. Shout out to Nell! Hi! So, who else will I shout out to? So, anyway, again, sa kabayanihan, those who attended our talk on becoming happy, to sila Sheila, Heartcell, Captain David, Ariel, sino pa ba yung nandun? Maraming salamat for inviting me. And Captain David said, kung pwede ma-invite ulit, sure, we can do that. Okay? So anyway, guys, this is DJ Chin saying good night. It's 8 o'clock, and I will see you guys next Saturday. Thank you.